Welcome to From the Driver's Seat, an Averitt podcast for all Averitt associates to keep up with news and information across our network. Make sure to subscribe on your preferred podcasting app so you'll be sure to be notified the moment a new episode drops. And now, Director of Driver Services and hosting From the Driver's Seat, David Royals.
Hey everybody, it's Dave Royals. Glad to see everybody again, and got a great podcast today. Got a great guest. I got Larry Mason with us today. How you doing, Larry?
I'm doing great, David. How are you?
Doing great. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, we got a great topic today. This is one of my favorite
Absolutely.
topics all time. It's Driver Appreciation Week.
No doubt.
And I was thinking about Driver Appreciation Week, and I was thinking about you. How many years you got with Averitt now?
28.
28 years.
Yes, sir.
And of course, you've been, your journey's been Cincinnati. Where all have you been?
Oh, wow. Louisville, Owensboro, Cincinnati, Charlotte, and corporate.
And corporate.
Yeah.
So you've kind of just weaved your way around a little bit, right?
I've been around a little bit. Yes, sir.
But you know what that was? You know what that's been the last 28 years, everywhere you've been. You've had the opportunity to meet and get to know a lot of drivers.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And honestly, part of the success that I have has been because of those drivers throughout the different places we went. You know, some of our smaller service centers, Owensboro was, relatively small compared to a Cincinnati or even a Charlotte, something like that. But you get to know who really makes a difference in a facility, and you find out real quick that the drivers, because they're the front line, they're right in front of the customers every single day. So they make or break you every single day. So, yes, no doubt. Yeah,
they're good. And, and Averitt drivers are just a little bit more special than other drivers, I think. Over the years, I've come to realize, I think, an Averitt driver, it's just something about an Averitt driver that sets them apart, and that's what the Averitt culture is all about, don't you think?
Yes, sir. See, I think that, and we do this every year. We celebrate this time each and every year, driver appreciation, and every year we want to thank our drivers. But it's a little different for us because the success that we've had as an organization has been truly based around our driving group. They are, again, I'll say it again, they're the front line. They represent us every day to the general public, to our customers, to everyone, and they do stand out above the rest for sure.
That's like what Gary always says, the driving force, right?
Yeah. It's been around. That's been a slogan forever and ever and ever, and it's true.
Yeah, it really is. And our drivers are just a little different. Of course, they wear uniforms, they look sharp. The equipment looks good. It's just that, and it's that persona that you bring to the customer, and it makes Averitt drivers feel good. I think that's what I hear too.
That is true. The appearance, the image, obviously is very important. Has been to Averitt for many years. But we just got good people too. The attitudes, the personalities, the things of that nature. We get so many compliments from customers all the time on our drivers and how they represent themselves and how they communicate and how they act in front of at our customers' locations. So, yeah, they're just a special breed for sure.
And I think part of our success with the drivers and what we've done as a company is our referral program where we bring those drivers in. They looking for people that's like them.
Right.
The People Like You program, it's been a great success for Averitt Express, I would think.
Yeah, the People Like You program is perfect. These folks, these men and women out there, they know what makes a great Averitt associate. And I've heard people say they've been with the company for years and years and years. They may be close friends with someone who has a CDL, but they don't think that they'll fit necessarily the Averitt culture. But then they got others that they think will. And I think that's the difference in who we are, is how we have brought in people over the years.
I think that is a key difference, I think, in how we do it, and of course, we've got all kinds of verticals at different Averitt Express. We're able to pivot real fast, and so it makes Averitt culture's different. And I think that's what helps us stand apart. But this week is Driver Appreciation Week, so we're saying thank you to the drivers. And I just call it just a little extra special week because in my mind, we celebrate drivers year round. Wouldn't you think?
I agree, and frankly, it is Driver Appreciation Week, but we appreciate everybody. I mean, honestly, we want to make it a celebration, but certainly it is a nationally recognized holiday, if you will. It's an opportunity for us to specifically point out our driver associates and to recognize those folks. So yeah, I think we do. I hope that everyone believes that we do that year round, but this is just an opportunity to slow down for a minute and say thank you.
Say thank you.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about, right? And, and we get that from Gary Sasser. That culture comes down from Gary Sasser. Gary and I call drivers a lot, but Gary always appreciates the drivers, and his appreciation is really genuine. And I think that flows down to the leadership.
I agree, and I think that goes a long way when you all do that every week. I hear about it all the time. I mean, people are they think it's remarkable that they have that conversation, and they're still some of them talk to me about how they get a little nervous at times, and some of them aren't so nervous. I'm sure you've experienced that as well.
Yeah.
But they love that. But that is just all about who we are, and I think that's what drives the morale too, and the desire for our associates to want to hire people like them, because they know in their heart, deep down in their heart, this is a good place to be.
Right. So, it is. It's the best. In my mind, there's not a better transportation company.
No doubt.
If you're here, you're in the right place. You're where you need to be. But we really do appreciate the drivers, and we're going to do some things special this year again. We're going to have giveaways every day. Mm-hmm. For the truckload, we're going to assign 5 new trucks again from some lucky winners, whoever gets drawn, and Gary and I will call those folks and thank them and tell them what they've won. And so we're looking forward to all that. A lot of festivities coming. Well, kind of give us an idea of what some of the festivities are. What are we doing? Food mostly, I think.
Mostly, yeah. We've become pretty good at finding these food trucks that are just awesome. We have over the years found the good ones, and we've kind of found some of the bad ones that we don't use anymore. But yeah, really, it's just a part. I mentioned it earlier. It's just an opportunity to slow down and to mix and mingle with the folks, with the team at a time, whether it be over food or whatever you're having at the service center, whether it be snacks or whatnot. But it's an opportunity to come together and talk and communicate and just fellowship, really. It's just that opportunity to say thank you again.
Yeah. Time to spend some time and just talk to folks. That's really what it's about.
Yeah.
It's communication and saying thank you and all that. But, the drivers do have a hard job, and we do appreciate what they do. None of us would be here if we didn't have the driving force. That's
no doubt.
The key to it all was the beginning part of it. And
they say that our entire economy drives around the driving force in this country, but like you said, I think our Averitt group is just a step higher than most. So,
right. There's a lot of folks that want to be out. You hear a lot of times say, I've been trying to get to Averitt for 5 years, and sometimes you wonder, well, I don't know, maybe, but some of them have applied for a lot of times before they got here, and I think it makes people appreciate it that we go through the process and do get the right folks for us.
Yes, absolutely.
Our drivers are really, really special folks. We enjoy what we do. Any final words for the drivers about Driver Appreciation Week?
Well,
thanks?
I think it's important that we mention, this past year, we have not had. We've not had the year we'd like to have when it comes to bill count and revenue and that kind of thing. But I'll say this, that in every other metric that we measure, we have been exemplary this year, and that's because of the drivers, quite frankly.
Absolutely.
We see opportunities all the time that come from that team for sales leads and things of that nature, opportunities to grow our business. So that's another thing about our folks. They're special in that regard. They're involved in everything that we do. They want to be involved in the sales process and the growth process. So, but we also know that this will turn, and we're going to get busy. We're going to get really busy again, and that's another thing about our group, is that
they'll respond.
Absolutely.
They're going to respond
immediately. And we are so prepared right now to take on whatever comes in the future when it comes to growth. So, and it's because of our drivers. And again, that's why we're here today, is just to say thank you for those.
Well, Larry, I appreciate you. Appreciate your time here, and appreciate what you've done through the years for Averitt Express.
Thank you.
I know the drivers appreciate you. And like you said, hundreds, if not thousands, of drivers over the years, I guess, right?
I've had that pleasure. Yes, sir. Yeah, I could tell a lot of stories. I wish we had more time, but I can tell stories about, we often talk about people who had an influence on your life, you know, and a lot of times we talk about leaders. I can name dozens and dozens and dozens of drivers who have influenced my life and my career over the years. So,
I agree with that. I've learned a lot from drivers over time, and we find out what drivers like and don't like, and we massage the system based off that input.
Absolutely.
So it's really important. But again, thank you for being here. Appreciate everything you've done, Larry. And again, I know you appreciate the drivers.
No doubt. Thank you all.
Thank you. Well, again, I want to thank y'all out there. Driver Appreciation Week, it's near and dear to my heart. I love Driver Appreciation Week. Look forward to it every year, but like I said before, we appreciate our drivers year-round, and we do those kinds of things with the cookouts year-round, and we appreciate everybody. And we appreciate everybody that's involved. And Averitt's a unique place, and we want to keep that going year after year. Looking forward to see everybody on Driver Appreciation Week. Have fun, and remember, be safe. Thank you. Have a great day.